constantly. This course will test you in every way, and that might change your views on how mentally tough you think you are.
Def Ops is 9 days. Your first 3 to 4 days will be without sleep. After that, sleep will slowly get introduced.
There's a lot of pack marching. That's one thing that they build you up from the start, slowly increasing in weights as you move through the training.
It's physically draining, mentally draining. You'll never have the right nutrition. Everyone gets really angry or upset. Some people hallucinate, and it's all about pushing through those barriers and teaching you that you can push through those barriers. So they will test you. After those 9 days, you'll go straight into exercise hardcore.
Exercise hardcore is basically the graduating exercise that basically puts together everything you've learnt throughout the course and tests you in all those areas. It takes, I think, approximately 7 hours, and that's constant. There's no stopping. I think for me, it started at 1 a.m. in the morning, went through till about 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. It still is one of the hardest things you are going to do, and that is the reality of it.
Everyone wants to finish, everyone wants to go home, and yet you've still got 8 hours of pack marching and section attacks and stores carry, and you have to finish the OBS course again. Even though you've done it before, you have to do it again, and you have to go through the bayonet assault course again, and the thought of that is very daunting. Everything up to that point has prepared you to get through it. And if you've gotten to that point successfully and you've completed every task given to you, then you should get through it. You've just got to push through mentally.
One thing that got me through was just thinking that there's always an end, and that's one thing a platoon commander said to me in my early days in recruit training, and that, believe it or not, that helps.
My advice to everyone would be to be as fit as possible and exceed the basic fitness assessment to ensure that you are strong enough and fit enough to get through the whole course. But you also need to realise that you're a small cog. You're a vital small cog, and if you don't do your job, then things can't get done if you don't play your part. So you need to accept that.
There's no shortcuts in physically preparing yourself to be an infantier. If you turn up to Kapooka and you're not doing any training, you're setting yourself up for failure. To be an infantry soldier, without a doubt, endurance is required, but you need to have variety in your training so that you also need to be strong to be able to physically carry out an activity, and then the endurance to be able to repeat that activity and recover and keep going. Their load list is around about 35 kilograms plus. Realise where you're starting at. So that saying of Rome wasn't built in a day. You need to be progressive with your own training. If you're inactive now, you need to start slow of minutes a day and build on that progressively. And the lower standard of fitness you're at now, the more time I would give yourself before you start training there. The biggest part of here is not just doing it one day, you'll have to do it again the next day, under fatigue, with low sleep, potentially no food, and for up to a couple of weeks on end. So if you're inclined to give up easy, probably early on in the process, you'll most likely not continue on. Initial employment training is hard, but not impossible if you put in the time and effort and prepare yourself.
So yeah, the feeling of finishing is definitely one of the best feelings I've ever had. Not everyone does pass. There's a lot of people that don't make it. I think out of everything I've done in my life, this course is definitely the hardest thing I've done.
It was definitely challenging, but definitely achievable. Like they set you up for it. If they turned around and said, go and do it again, you'd crack on. But also on the bigger scale, you get to serve your country and do a job that's bigger than yourself.
If you've got a bigger purpose in mind, if you want more from your job than just a paycheck, then infantry's a good option. I love being infantry.